I'm Steve Walker Duncan, and I'm on a quest. As a professional chef for 25 years and an instructor at the Camosun College Culinary Arts program, I truly believe we have some of the best food in the world right here on the West Coast. Join me in discovering some of these culinary treasures. This week, we're in the beautiful city of Vancouver. The city where the ocean meets the mountains. Home of Stanley Park, Grouse Mountain, Canada Place, the BC Lions and the Vancouver Canucks. But we're not here for that Vancouver. We're here for this one. Vancouver is home to a large community originating from the Indian subcontinent, and they've brought with them a variety of traditional cultures and a wonderfully rich cuisine. I'm here to explore that cuisine, and I'm lucky to have as my guide top chef Vikram Vij of the famous Vij's restaurant. He's agreed to cook a curry for me, but first we're going shopping for ingredients.
So imagine this, you're in the heart of Vancouver.
Yep.
And a street that's named just for Indian, fashion,
Yep.
Indian food, Indian spices that you can buy from here. And how great it is that most of the stuff is actually grown by the Indo-Canadians out in the Fraser Valley. And
Okay.
it's so good to see that the stuff like this is available to the Indians, and it's such a big deal.
Because it's such an integral part of your cuisine.
It is such an integral part of the cuisine, and a lot of the non-Indians come out here to buy Indian spices, so it brings that cultural mix
Right.
of people to be, it blends really nicely.
Yeah.
This is green mangoes. Basically, they fall off the tree because of the wind or whatever it is.
Okay.
And then we make little chutneys out of it. Look at the star anise right there.
I just love the smell of star
Yeah,
anise.
it's
That
beautiful.
sounds
It's one of my
wonderful,
favorite flavors.
licoricey.
Yeah.
I can't believe the different beans and lentils and
I know.
pulses
And
there
you know
are.
what? From
that end all the way.
Yeah, and from a vegetarian point of view, if you made these dishes every day, you will have all the nutritional value that you need. You really don't need to eat meat. The rice that you get, the longer it sits in a bag,
Yeah.
the better it is because it's aged rice.
Oh, really?
And aged rice will always taste better.
So is there anything you can't find here that you would find in Indian cuisine? Everything's here.
Everything. There's not a single thing that you can say that you do not get here. You can get everything, every Indian spice, and actually a better quality than the other.
So have we got everything we need?
Yeah, pretty much everything. I mean, we just need to buy some goat meat.
Okay.
And we go to the market, goat meat market that sells meats only.
Perfect.
And we go and buy and we got some spices. So let's
Excellent.
go.
Okay,
Great.
let's go.
Thanks.
Well, Vikram, after all those beautiful sights and sounds of the market, what are we going to prepare with these wonderful spices?
One of the dishes that I thought we should make is called the goat meat.
Yeah.
We've already bought the goat meat. We bought the spices from the market already. And this is a classic Indian old world dish. We use all these spices. So
These are all whole spices.
They're whole spices.
Yeah.
So cinnamon, cloves, red chilies, black cardamom, cumin seeds. These are all whole spices that go in first.
Yeah.
Then, after the goat meat has been cooking in it and stewing in the spices released it, I will add the same spices,
Right.
but in a ground form. So I'm going to start sauteing some onions and ginger and garlic. I'm going to start with some ghee, which is clarified butter.
Yep.
And then I would add onions to it. So you'll see that I will not add the spices all at the same time.
Okay.
You have to layer them. And I'm going to add some garlic and some ground ginger, a cinnamon, and a little bit of cloves. So you see the spices that are like how strong they are and how dark they're looking. Now I'm going to add the cumin seeds to it. Some red chilies.
I love the smell of cumin. It's got that nice, warm, soft, beautiful, rich smell, doesn't it?
Well, you know what? The best part of these Indian spices is that these are all medicinal spices. They're all healthy for you. The spices are almost done there. The red chilies and cumin and all the spices in there.
Wonderful.
And I want to deglaze the pan now with a little bit of fresh crushed tomatoes. You see that little oil that's come up there? So what happened was when I cooked it, first the spices took on the oil.
Yeah.
And now once the spices are cooked, now the oil is coming out of them. Now I'm going to add some of the spices that were sitting right here as whole.
Okay.
I'm going to add them in a ground form. Red chilies, cumin, coriander, and some black cardamom. So I'm going to add the goat meat to this now. The goat meat, they've already just kind of cooked it already.
Okay.
And I'm going to cook the goat meat in this masala. So this is going to stew in there for probably around half an hour or so.
Okay.
And then I'll add some yogurt to it and then some salt. I'm going to add some blueberries because what raisins would be done in traditionally, I've just used local blueberries.
That's right. So all these rich, bold, robust flavors are now just getting a little light punch with these fresh blueberries, and the little bit of cilantro at the end is going to just, I can taste this already.
Here I've served it, you know, with some fresh cilantro. Here's some fresh naan.
Oh, this
Enjoy
looks
that.
wonderful.
This is bone in, so obviously you can use your hands if you want to pull it out. Have a little blueberry with it, a little sweetness there.
Vikram, the flavors and the levels, the layers of flavor in there are just divine.
Thank you.
Vikram Vij's goat curry was delicious, but all those spices can be intimidating. Over in North Vancouver, video store owner Vikram Bajaj began putting together spice mixes in his back room.
Just started playing around with spices, and soon somebody heard about it. They came and asked us for some. We gave them some. The food critic walked in.
Oh, really?
From the North Shore News. She says, I've been given an email from our editor saying that I need to come see you. What am I doing in a video store here? So I showed her what we were doing, and so she gave us our first write-up. Yeah, and so before I knew it, it was a business, and we still didn't have a plant. We did not have any machinery. And suddenly I had people coming into the store asking for the product.
Using pre-mixed spices really simplifies curry cooking, as I saw when they quickly cooked up a meal. So, how does it taste? Very, very nice. Hot, but very nice. It's Sunday morning, and I've traveled out to the suburbs to experience a truly authentic East Indian meal. I've been invited to visit a Sikh temple with TV host Harmeet Ghazal. Hello.
Hello. Hello, Steve.
Nice to meet you. How are you?
Welcome.
Thank you very much, and thank you very much for the invitation to the Singh Sabha Sahib Gurdwara.
Yeah.
Before entering, I have to cover my head and take off my shoes. And then it's off to the kitchen.
This is a very busy place. You can see there's tons of people in here. It's quite busy behind us.
Yeah. And you know what? This is the very first time I've been in the kitchen without shoes on.
There you go.
There we
yeah.
go.
So we do that as a sign of respect.
Yep.
So all our shoes are off, and you can see very different components all around us behind.
Yeah.
Now up front here, we have everybody serving the food. So these are volunteers, family members, relatives who have come to the Sikh Temple to offer their services, to give back to the community.
And it's huge volumes. It's huge. How many people will come through here today?
Oh, 3,000 people easily.
3,000 people.
Easily.
That's incredible. That really is incredible.
Now you'll see in here, Steve, this is mass vegetarian dish
Wow.
here. It's got tons of spices. You'll see potatoes in here, cauliflower. This is one of the staple dishes that we have in the Indian culture.
Okay, and what's this called?
This is called aloo gobi.
Aloo gobi. Okay,
Aloo
yeah,
gobi,
I'm
yeah.
familiar with that. It looks and smells.
You can take it in, can't
Smell
you?
the
Makes you want
spices.
to
This
eat.
is
Yeah.
that's fabulous.
So here you'll see a sweet here. Now this is called besan.
Thank you so much.
It's one of our sweeter dishes in Punjabi. You'll see a gulab jamun here.
Okay, this is
That's
another
also
sweet dish.
yeah. You'll see some pakode here. These are quite common for Indian functions because they're a nice appetizer. Now these are called jalebis. People really love these. They're very sweet.
Okay.
So you have to have a sweet tooth for these.
All right then. Well, if I just take a very small piece, how's that?
There you go.
Oh, I
You
can
can
feel the
try
sugar
it.
on there. I'll put that with those ones.
Eat the staple items of our meal.
Hi, how are you? I'll try a little bit of everything, please. So,
And I'll
what
hold
is this
for
one?
you. So that is our rice pudding, as I mentioned to
Okay,
you before.
okay.
And you'll see this one has the potatoes and the cauliflower. This is the aloo gobi.
Okay. Okay.
And then this one actually has paneer in it, as we call it. This is called matar paneer.
Madar paneer.
Yes, that's right. And then our lentil dish here, dal.
Oh, thank you very much. Thank you.
And then this is the yogurt dish. So this is our khatta.
Oh,
as
so
we
this is a
call
hot
it.
yogurt dish.
Yeah, it's cold.
Oh, it's cold.
Cold,
Okay.
yeah. So it's a cold yogurt.
Okay.
And we refer to it as khatta.
Kata.
Yeah.
That's fine. Yes, thank you very much.
Now our
Excellent.
rotis are coming next, so they'll always ask you one or two.
One, please. Thank you very much.
And there you go. You're all set.
I'm all
Steve.
set. This looks delicious. So where should we find a seat?
So now you'll see that everybody is seated on the floor.
Yep.
And that's an equal environment is what we created. So everybody is on an equal level. They're all eating together. So this is a very special time where you can eat your meal and enjoy the company of others.
Wonderful.
It's going to be hard to get you out of here, isn't it?
That paneer is wonderful.
It's good, isn't it?
It really
Yeah.
is. It's rich and creamy. But
Good.
everybody's sitting here together, eating together en masse. It really brings community together, doesn't it? I mean, this food is actually drawing people together to create strong community.
Now, within 3,000 people, Steve, we surely don't know everybody.
Yeah.
But it's an environment where you can get to know people and you share the meal and you're sitting beside people you don't know. It's a conversation starter. So it's really great to meet other members of the community who share in your religion, who share in your faith. But I do want to remind you, Steve, anybody's welcome at the Sikh Temple.
Oh, really? Anybody can come and visit?
Any culture, any religion. We welcome with open arms anybody from the community.
That's wonderful. I'm gonna have one more bite of this paneer because this
Sounds
is
good. We will get you some to go. I promise you that.
Well, fresh from the streets of Vancouver and all that wonderful Indian food, we're back in the studio kitchen, and I'm absolutely delighted to welcome Dolly Danawa
Thank
to
you
join us
so
in the
much.
kitchen. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you so much for having me.
Now, I understand you're quite a well-known personality in India.
Yes, I am.
You've got quite a TV career and
Yes, I
talk
do
shows,
have
and,
it. Yeah, on TV, soap operas.
and you gave it all up to come and live on our little island in the Pacific.
Yes, for my love.
What a fabulous choice. What a fabulous choice. Well, what we're going to do today is a little twist on the Pani Puri. So rather than the traditional pani, the pastry balls, we're going to use phyllo pastry.
Okay.
Because it's quite easy to work with and it makes a nice alternative. So what I've got here is some phyllo pastry that we're just going to roll out, or unroll, should I say. And now what I'm going to do is just take a little bit of ghee. Now, ghee, of course, is clarified butter, but you actually let the milk proteins cook a little bit, so you develop some flavor in there.
It tastes really good.
Oh,
I never liked it, but it tastes really good.
So there we go. So if you want to brush your sheet,
Yeah, sure.
just lightly,
Okay.
and then while you're doing that, I'm just going to put a little bit of seasoning between the layers. And you have to be very light with this because you don't want to make a salty pastry. And we'll do 3 layers in total.
Okay.
And then we'll give that last sheet
Okay.
a little bit of ghee as well, because there's no fat in the pastry. So the only fat that goes into it is the fat that you apply.
So you get these sheets made in the market, or you
Yeah,
just...
every good supermarket will have them. They're in the freezer section.
Okay.
I've got a knife for you there, and we're just going to cut these into 12 squares. So if we cut them in half, and then we'll cut each of those ones in half, right down the center. And then these ones we do into 3. So we go across that way. So we end up with 12 squares. One of the things we learned when we were, going and being part of Indian culture in Vancouver was that Like, it's all about the food, isn't it? It's
All about the food.
It's all about the food. Everywhere we went, people were so
And
welcoming.
very rich food.
Yeah, you must eat. You must eat.
Yeah.
That was all we heard.
They'll keep forcing you. Oh, no, you still eat. Indian culture is like, you know, they don't care about calories or fattening thing. No, they just love the flavor.
It has to be good.
It has to be good. Perfect.
That's awesome. I love that. I love that attitude. So now we're just going to take each of these and just press them into the muffin cups. Try and keep the sides just sticking straight up, because this is going to be our cup. This is going to be what we're going to fill with the puri mixture. Are there things you miss from Bombay that you can't get here?
Actually, you get everything over here. Only the fast life you don't get over here, because in Victoria the life is
Here we go. I'm
little
just gonna fill in
slow.
these little- It's very sedate here.
Yeah,
Isn't it?
it is. So I miss that.
We're a very small town
I
here,
know.
comparatively speaking, aren't we? So there's our cups all ready to go. We're just going to throw these in the oven. They don't take long, probably take about 10 to 12 minutes.
Okay.
And we just want to get them nice and golden brown and crisp. We'll throw those in there. Meanwhile, now we're going to get our puri, which is the filling, isn't it? We're going to start with some onions.
Okay.
We've got an onion each. I'm going to put my pan on over here to get that hot. And we want to slice these. So you can just slice them end on, nice thin slices.
I wish I can cut like you. I tried so many times and I chipped my nails. So no, that's not working for me.
That's not working. Okay, we'll try a different way.
Yeah.
We've got a little bit of our ghee into our pan just to get those onions cooking nicely. I'm going to throw mine in here. So then we're going to do some garlic. So what I'll do is I'll give you a couple of, we like lots of garlic. Garlic's never a bad thing. An easy way to peel garlic, I find, is just to take it like that. Give it a little whack with the knife, and the skin just slides right off there.
Oh yeah, that's easy.
And that way we can.
We take hours to do that.
There we go. So there's our peeled garlic. And then we're going to give the garlic itself another whack, this time a little bit harder with the side of the knife. And that way it's minced. It's releasing all of its nice garlic oils. Those essential oils of the garlic will end up in our sauce. So we're going to give those a good few minutes in there. We'll let that garlic break down. We'll give it a little bit of a stir. So we're going to do some ginger as well. And again, my little trick for ginger is kind of similar to the garlic. We just use the back of the knife to peel off that skin. And then we just take thin slices, just nice and short. And then you can take your knife once again. And there's your
That's easy.
There's your minced ginger. Go on, you can have a go. It's fun. There we go.
All right.
And then that can go in with our onions and garlic too. And here we go. This is what we're looking for, isn't it? That beautiful golden brown color in the onions. Just nice and gently cooking.
One more?
Caramel, sure. The more the merrier. We'll throw all that in there. Okay, here. What we've got here, potatoes, I've just cooked them in boiling water. And once again, we can just use the side of our knife. And we're just going to peel these. And we're just going to basically chop them up very coarsely.
I thought you were going to do that smashing thing again.
Well, you could do it with potatoes. You'd end up with potatoes all over the place, though. But I've got some chickpeas and some lentils,
Okay.
which I've just cooked up so that they're soft and ready to go. A little bit of cooked cauliflower, which I've just chopped up coarsely. And we've got some of our... This is a fellow from North Van called Vikram Bajaj,
Okay.
who makes a whole range of spice mixes, which are already roasted and already combined, so that it's a very sort of easy way to bring Indian cuisine home. And then we're going to probably put 2.5 tablespoons in there. We want to really give it some oomph. And then just let that fat from the ghee open up the flavors. Now we've got all these fabulous smells and aromas wafting through the kitchen here. Actually, Dolly, can I ask you just to stir that for me gently? I'm gonna, there we go. It looks like we're done. So
Yeah.
here we go. We've got a little bit of coconut milk, okay, which we'll just, and then we could just use that to sort of clean off the bottom. I'll turn that down a little touch. Perfect, and that's lifting all that flavor up off the bottom of the pot.
Yeah.
So we'll just let that basically cook down until it's almost dry. We just want to basically evaporate, because this wants to be a fairly dry mix. It doesn't want to be too soupy.
No, it should not be.
So then we'll go in with our cauliflower. And then we've got our potato. That can go in too. Okay, shall I change over for you there? I'll just get that one in there and we can... And then we want to just sort of work the potatoes a little bit. Let's let it heat up and finish cooking. We'll get all that stuff up off the bottom
That
of the
flavor.
pan. And then, of course, we can throw our lentils in. And that's pretty much our filling just about done. We're going to do some fresh herbs. Sorry, some cilantro and some mint. Turn the heat off, so we're not going to continue to cook here. And we're just going to blend that very carefully and give that a few seconds to let those flavors really meld in through the mix. Our cups should be ready. Now, the easiest way to fill it is just to do 2 spoons, okay? If you take one, and you can just sort of use the side of the pot to kind of shape it a little bit, and then just take the other spoon and just slide it right off into the cup. Well, Dolly, I think there's only one thing left to do.
I know, my mouth is watering already, so I guess I'm ready to eat that.
So let's eat. Let's try one. There we go. Do you want to?
I want to try yours.
You want to try
because
one of mine?
mine is like they're not in good shape.
That's okay. They look fine. They look absolutely perfect.
Thank
I want to
you.
go off the end. Dolly, it's been a pleasure cooking
Cheers.
with you and meeting you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
It does taste so good.
That's wonderful, isn't it? And those are some of the flavors of Vancouver's Indian culture. What spice can you use in the kitchen that will bring a really interesting international flavor to any sweet or savory dish? Well, how about cardamom? Cardamom comes in these little papery husks. Buy them whole because they're a lot fresher and they give you a lot better flavor. Pop those seeds out, the little black seeds from the middle, and then just use the side of your knife to crush them and add them to any sweet or savory dish. Enjoy. Well, wasn't Dolly wonderful? And now, again, as always, Mr. Rod Phillips of Liquor Plus. We've got this really nice, soft, but yet warming curry dish here. What's going to work with this?
Well, spicy dishes like curry are really have been challenging for a lot of wine.
Yeah.
So you want something with good texture to it, like with great acidity, but generally a little bit sweeter riper fruit, not a heavy wine. So you need fresh, light wines.
Yep.
Perhaps a little frizzante, which we've got in the first wine. So this actually is from Vancouver Island. This is the Zanata Damasco.
Just up the road in Cobble Hill.
Exactly. You'll notice just a little tiny bubble to it. Now they call it frizzante.
Yeah.
They don't call it frizzante. I love saying that. It's not a full bubble. It's just a tiny little bubble. So as that dances on the palate, that would just dance with the curry, wouldn't it? All right. The next wine is an Ehrenfelser.
Okay.
So this is the Mount Boucherie, which is on the same hill as Mission Hill.
Right.
In,
yeah,
just
down
outside
the
of
road.
Kelowna.
Yeah.
And really light and fresh. You get that really brightness out of it.
Bright citrus. There's
Yeah,
citrus in there.
there's
Lime,
like
isn't it?
grapefruit rind. Now watch what it does to the spice, to the curry. Does it just pop?
That's a surprise. That's a real surprise. I didn't expect that from that wine.
Now this is the See Later Ranch Riesling. Now this is a classic pairing. If you go to any of the great curry houses of the UK, you will find a lot of Riesling on the list. And I particularly like this one because if you get the nose in there, that real apple, citrus, apricot nose.
Yeah, that nice fresh. And again, curries and fruit, they're such good pairings together.
That's
aren't
right.
they? And it really is.
Yeah.
That just brings the flavors together so nicely. Balances everything out.
It's rare that I'm speechless.
We do our best. We do our best.
Oh, fantastic.
Rod, once again, exceptional job. We got some good food. We got some fabulous wines.
Indeed.
From all of us here at Flavours of the West Coast, we'll see you next time.